finally going to get these numbers done. I'm actually pretty tired, so I'm going to knock it out pretty quick. Real quick, I'm going to point a couple things out really fast. I realized I got a couple guys that are company drivers, wondering why, with my numbers, would it make sense for them to not be company drivers and to do what I'm doing. First of all, I'm going to say, first and foremost, I don't do this to be rich. I don't do this to make more money as a company driver, more money than I do as a company driver. I do make more money as a company driver, but you guys don't exactly see that because you're just looking at the raw fuel, the raw numbers of what I'm taking home. So I'm gonna give a little point out to that part, and I think I had one other comment that said that the guy could make more money as a pizza delivery guy. You're an idiot. So besides that point, I'll show you guys the numbers real quick so I can get my butt to bed. Alright, so it looks like I was able to figure out how to get rid of the flutter. I just turned the backlight up this time. Alright, first thing I want to point out real quick is February 1st to February 28th. I had to put my truck number in there because the first thing I'm going to show you guys is revenue by truck. Alright. There we go. So, total miles, total loaded miles, we got 7,613 miles. Total empty, 1,492. Total miles altogether, 9,105. Average loaded, 952. Average empty, 187. Total loads, 8. That is a total of 8 loads for the month. Actual pay per mile, per all miles, is $1.66. Actual pay per loaded miles is $1.99. I had a total gross of $15,129.94. This is just for the month of February. You guys should be able to see all these numbers pretty clear. Let me move the screen down a little bit here. This is where I picked up and delivered the loads and the dates. So January 30th to February 1st counted as my first load of the month. February 9th to February 12th. That was from Messina to Cleveland. That means I picked it up Friday. I went home for the weekend and delivered on the 12th. February 12th to February 14th, Ohio to Mass. 14th to 15th, 16th to 19th, probably stayed home. Nope, 16th to 19th, that's when I went to Texas. 21st to 27th, I took a restart down there. 26th to the 27th. And then 27th to the 28th. So I don't have the exact numbers of how many days exactly I was at home. I know between this time, let's see, North Franklin to Cicero, New York. So from the 15th to the 16th, I went home that night. And then 16th to the 19th, I ran all the way down to Texas. 21st to the 27th. So the 19th to the 21st, I did a restart in Texas. This was coming back up. I took this to Watertown. And then I believe I spent the night home somewhere in here. Shelby, Ohio. Has been a little while since I've done this, so January 30th to February 1st. Probably ran that one straight through, and then February 1st to February 9th. So that's 7 days right there, 8 days right there. Yeah, I was home for that entire time. That's 8 days right there, 9, 10, that's 10 days. And all I did here, I left that morning, if I remember correctly, I left that morning, went up, picked up the load, came back home for the rest of the weekend, and then went and delivered the load in Cleveland. So that's 3 weeks worth of working. This is the reason, I should say, of why why owner-operator is better than company driver. I do make more money, and had I ran those 8 days right there, that would have been a hell of a lot more. So when you guys see that, I made $1,000 a week, that's what I averaged out. It's not that I ran all month long. If I ran all month long, I would be doing a hell of a lot better, which is how I'm going to be running next month, from here all the way to the end of next month. Alright, so we'll go out of here. We're going to go profit and loss report for all. Zoom in here a little bit for you guys. We got truck fuel, $3,136.36, 34 cents per mile. DEF fuel was $99.25, 1 cent per mile. Bobtail, $20, 2/10 of a cent. ELD data, $45, 5/10 of a cent. License, $252.73. Almost 3 cents per mile. Occupational accident insurance, $139.35, 1.5 cents per mile. Physical damage on the tractor, 1.7 cents per mile, $155.87. Physical damage on the trailer, $94.97, 1 cent per mile. Trailer lease, $619.35, which was 6.8 cents per mile. And truck payment, $2,641.68, which is 29 cents per mile. The back to the trailer lease real quick. It's $600 a month, but because, for instance, the end of January for the very first load, January 30th to February 1st, that's going to count over into this month. So that $1,935 went to January. So we have a total revenue of $15,129.94. Total expenses, $7,204.56. Total profit, $7,925.38. Total actual miles, 9,105. Average profit per mile, 87 cents. Average revenue per mile, $1.66. Average all expenses per mile, 79 cents. Profit loss after report. My miles per gallon, I did 1,224.75 gallons. Total cost, $3,136.36. Average price per gallon, $2.61. Average, or my miles per gallon, was 6.24. Not too terrible. I could have did better if I slowed down a little bit. That was the month that when I ran down to Texas, I was doing 75 quite a bit going down there. That dropped it down quite a bit. All right, so the one other thing that I want to point out here is the big difference between doing company driver and owner operator, or a lease purchase driver, however you want to look at it, is when I am done paying this trailer right here, which I'm turning this trailer in and getting another trailer anyway. My payment may go down, but it also may go up to another $100 or so. But once I own my own trailer, that's 6.8 cents per mile. That gets added to over here. Once next March comes up and this truck is paid off, that 29 cents per mile, that also gets added onto here. That'll become part of my profit. Not to mention, I mean, that's $2,600 a month that'll go straight into my pocket. Well, for the most part, I'll probably take a 30% of that and throw it into a maintenance just to build up until I get to a certain point. All right, so that's it. Try this again. So for the month of February, my total profit was $7,925.38. That's over $1,900 a week for 4 weeks. Mind you, I took 1 week off. The whole reason I do my numbers here isn't to brag about what I make, because I have really good weeks, I have really good months, I have crappy weeks, I have crappy months. This month right here, I sat at home for 10 days and spent a shit ton of money in expenses, which I don't show you guys what I put to the side for maintenance costs or anything like that. I will tell you off the top, I take about 20, man, I take off about 10%, right? As soon as my money is deposited into my bank account, I take off 10% and it goes straight into my savings account. So basically for the month of February, I put $792.54 into my savings account, roughly. Some weeks I say, you know what, I got plenty of money, I throw even more money on top of it. It all depends on how I'm doing on cash in my other accounts. But my point is I don't do this to brag or anything like that. I do this to share with you guys so that you can look at my numbers. You can adjust them accordingly to what your numbers would be. Let's say your truck payment is half of mine. Mine's $660 a week. If yours is $330 a week, you know that your man, I am tired. Your tractor payment per mile goes down to 14 and a half cents per mile, or $1,320 a month. If you don't have a trailer payment, you take that portion away. If your trailer payment's more, you add on top of it. If your deadhead miles are going to be less than mine, or your mileage is going to be more than mine, it doesn't matter. You can play with the numbers. The numbers are there for you to look at, to be able to see, and to be able to figure out whether it's worth it for you, or if you can make any money doing it. I have a lot of deadhead miles, but that's because I'm not afraid of deadhead. I literally look at my load board and I will do a search for 500 miles. I'll start off nice and close to me because I don't want to deadhead that much if I don't have to. But if it's a matter of deadheading 50 miles for a load that pays me, let's say $2.25 a mile on all miles, or a load that I deadhead 350 miles to that pays me $2.50 a mile on all miles, I'm gonna go 350 miles because I get that $2.50 per all miles. I don't look at just what's right there. I look at the deadhead and what I'm getting for everything all together. That's how I maximize my money. Not to mention, by doing that huge deadhead with the higher revenue per all miles, I get less wear and tear because I'm not hauling any weight. I burn less fuel because I'm not hauling any weight. Those two right there are the huge components of being able to deadhead that far. But of course, I mean, if there's a load that's 50 miles away paying me $2.50 a mile all miles, I'm definitely going to shoot for that one. But you know what I mean? It's picking one or the other, trying to figure out which way is best. It all depends on the day, depends on the load, depends on where I'm trying to go, or you know, all the circumstances have to fall in place to make the decision of what I'm going to do. I'm just not afraid of deadhead. This month I deadheaded quite a bit. What was it? Shoot. Total deadhead, let's see, total loaded miles 7,613, total empty miles 1,492 miles. So 14,700, 350 deadhead miles per week. Well, there you go. Average empty miles 187 miles. I really didn't I deadheaded quite a bit, but it wasn't. It's not like dry van freight where you can find a load every 50 miles. You know, it's pretty much a known thing that you're gonna pretty much look out 150 miles with flatbed is your best bet. So 187, I did okay. I think January, if I remember correctly, was a lot worse than that. But anyway, I'm just trying to make my point is I put up these numbers so you guys can adjust them to your circumstances. If you're a company driver, you can take the miles that I run and the rate that I run at. You can, if you don't run flatbed and you run dry van, you can adjust it by looking at the market. See what the average van rate is, see what the average flatbed rate is. So you see mine is at an actual an average of $1.99 per loaded mile. You can take that if you're running van, you can adjust the difference to figure that out. You can take those rates and put it to the miles that you run as a company driver. You can take my expenses and put them down there too. If you're looking at a truck, you can adjust the truck payment to what you're going to make. If you know what company you might be going to, you can, or if you work for a company that has owner operators, you can find out what they charge for their insurances. That's the whole thing though. This is why I put up my numbers so you guys can see what you can do. You can adjust the numbers to what you want and figure out whether it's for you or not. This is the whole reason I started doing YouTube videos, was to be able to share information like this. I couldn't find any of this type of stuff when I was looking into it. I think there was one other guy that put his numbers out. I think he did it like once or twice, and that was just before I got into this. I've been looking at getting into owner operator and stuff since I started driving. I tried it one time with Swift, learned a valuable lesson with them, but I got some good knowledge from it, aside of never to do it again with them. But I learned, I learned how to work IFTA and pay and where money was, and I learned some of that stuff. But nobody really put out this type of information, broke all the stuff down like this before. Not saying nobody does it now, but this is the whole reason I got into doing it, was to share stuff like this. So anyway, I hope you guys appreciate it. I appreciate you guys watching the videos. I'm going to bed because I'm just going to keep mumbling on. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching. See ya.